Baker Street feels familiar, even to those who have never set foot in London. That's because this station became a character long before it became a brand. It operates as both a high-capacity transit hub and a living exhibit. While modern trains run at full frequency, the walls still whisper their origin story. Very few transport systems allow you to stand directly inside the first chapter of their own history. The real Baker of Baker Street. It's not who you think. Many people assume Baker Street was named after Sherlock Holmes, or perhaps a local trade. But the truth is much more literal. It was named after an 18th century property developer. The district was first laid out in the 1750s as part of the Portman family estate. A man named William Baker leased the land and took charge of its planning and construction. According to the custom of the time, developers held the right to name the streets they built after themselves. Long before the railway ever arrived, this was already a prestigious residential address. When the underground station finally opened, it didn't create the area's status. It simply inherited its prestige. Steam engines underground, the impossible birth of the world's first tube. Baker Street is the bedrock of the network. Opened in 1863 as part of the Metropolitan Railway, it was the world's first underground line. Back then, trains were steam-powered, platforms were open to the air, and ventilation was a constant battle. It wasn't built for elegance, it was built to prove that subterranean travel was even possible. Unlike modern stations, Baker Street wasn't built all at once. It was expanded by different companies at different times with different priorities. That is why the station feels layered rather than planned. You aren't just walking through a design, you are walking through time. The pressure management node. Today, Baker Street is a masterclass in managing Victorian constraints with modern technology. It functions as a critical pressure management node for the entire network. Using real-time sensors, staff monitor crowd density in the corridors, redirecting movement before congestion even becomes visible to the passenger. Modern signaling allows for a high-frequency service. On lines still dictated by 19th century geometry. It proves that heritage and high-tech efficiency don't have to be in conflict, they can coexist. Where fiction meets infrastructure. Baker Street's most famous resident, Sherlock Holmes, never actually lived here, yet his impact is permanent. Since the 20th century, the station has embraced the myth, weaving silhouettes and tiles into its very infrastructure. This literary fame has reshaped the district from a residential enclave into a corridor of culture, medicine, and professional services. The station doesn't just attract tourists, it supports a unique ecosystem that thrives on the constant, predictable flow of people. Baker Station 3 cold facts. With 10 platforms and 5 lines, Baker Street is a titan. However, some platforms still follow their original Victorian curvature, meaning modern trains must still align with geometry mapped out 150 years ago. During World War II, Baker Street 64 was the headquarters for the Special Operations Executive. So, Churchill's Baker Street irregulars used the tunnels and nearby offices to orchestrate resistance movements across Europe. This transit hub was briefly one of the Allies' most clandestine nerves of war. The station we see today is actually 2 separate stations stitched together. The Metropolitan Station and the District Station operated independently side by side for nearly 60 years. They weren't fully integrated until the 1940s, and you can still find original brickwork deep in the tunnels that once physically divided them. The living reference point. Baker Street will never be rebuilt from scratch. Not because it's perfect, but because it carries too much weight. This is where the world's underground journey began. Some places stopped being mere infrastructure and become reference points for a civilization. Baker Street isn't famous because of the trains. It's famous because this is where the underground started telling stories, and London never stopped listening. This is the Station Stories. See you at the next stop. Mind the gap.